Hi, I'm Robert Greaves, and this is The Point. This week we have as our guest Michael Barth, the founder of the Explorers Club in Hong Kong and the winner of an award for an expedition he led back in 2018. Hi, Michael. Great to have you on the show.
Thanks, Robert. Good to see you.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Explorers Club and what it's about and what you do there?
Sure. Well, the Explorers Club was founded over 100 years ago now, in 1904, in New York City, by preeminent explorers of the day, who decided to band together in fellowship, but also just to support their activities by any means possible. And that resulted in many famous firsts that probably everybody has heard of. So all members were individuals who were first to the North Pole, first to the South Pole, first to the Moon, and the list goes on. So,
First to the Moon, how did that happen?
The Apollo team brought a small Explorers Club flag with them, and it was on the surface of the Moon.
Fabulous. And as our viewers, I think, are getting the picture, you're a very active club. You do things. You don't lecture so much in a drawing room. You go out and do things, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Great. And so you founded the club when?
So
In
I
Hong Kong.
was a member in New York City, and then when my family and I moved to Hong Kong in 2013, I was surprised to learn that I was one of only 4 members in the Explorers Club residing in Hong Kong. And I thought that was a shame because Hong Kong is such a vibrant, bustling, high-energy city with a lot of talent and amazing resources for exploration that I thought it would be the perfect place to build a new chapter.
And so you started with 4 people?
That's right.
And how many do you have now?
Today we're over 70.
Wow. That's
So in a relatively short period of time, and extraordinary individuals all doing amazing things in their respective fields.
Right.
So hardcore field scientists to celebrity conservationists to really adventurous individuals climbing the world's highest peaks and going to the depths of the deepest oceans, etc. Yeah.
Sounds very romantic, very adventurous. I'd like to ask you a little bit about this expedition, because you led an expedition, I believe, in 2018 that followed generally the path of an earlier expedition in 1920 looking for fossils, I believe, and it was led by Roy Chapman Andrews, who I understand is the model for Indiana Jones.
I think that's true. He is the model for Indiana Jones. He was quite a colorful character back in the 20s and 30s. He started as a janitor at the Museum of Natural History in New York City and worked his way up to the director of that institution. But he's most well known for his dinosaur hunting exploits, and the particular expedition that we were going back 100 years later was across the Mongolian Gobi Desert. 100 years ago, that expedition of Chapman's produced the world's first fossilized dinosaur eggs, and until that discovery, no one really knew how they came into being. So it was a huge discovery that was touted all over the world. And so coming up on the 100th anniversary of Chapman's discovery, but also him sort of lighting a fire in paleontology around the world and getting people interested in it, we thought it would be a good time to go back to the Gobi and sort of update the mission, bring in new technologies, and see if we could expand upon his legacy and make some more meaningful discoveries.
So his was the first motorized expedition of its kind. They were touring cars of some kind, right?
They were Fords. Or no, sorry, I think they were Dodges. Right off the production line. So they look like old cars. We'll try to get you some photographs to put into the interview. But as hard as it is to believe, this was considered a major innovation at the time, having a mechanized center column. Because they outpaced the camels by about 9 miles per hour. But from an expedition standpoint, from a logistics standpoint, this actually did allow them to cover a much larger amount of territory than they would have been able to do otherwise using camels and porters.
Michael Barth, thank you very much.
Thank you, Robert.
And that's the point for this week. On our next episode, we're going to talk to Michael about Voyager, about going online and finding your own fossil. Until then, thanks very much. Let's keep the dialogue going. You can find us on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Bye for now.